we can stretch out and tell our truth. You know, yeah, you got to stretch out and tell your truth. Just like the artist, you know what I mean? You got to stretch out and tell your truth from your soul. But then the folk inside had to be sensitive to it. And Geithner and others aren't sensitive to what's going on here at all. So, oh, Lord, no. They probably talking to the Wall Street folk right now. How many? What kind of impact are they having? Has it died down yet? I hear it's going. Next week it'll only be 12. It'll be 50. No, it's going to be 150 and 175. They can't believe it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, sir.
Alright, welcome to the Right Now Show. Today's theme is life, liberty, and everything in between. We've got some great guests lined up for you today. At the end of the show, we'll have a musical guest. We're going to be talking to people about everything that's interesting to them. We want to find out what people think about their liberty, freedom, what people are doing with their lives. We've got a very special surprise for you at the end. And I hope you stay tuned. It's going to be a great show. Thank you very much. Cool. So, welcome back. This is the Right Now Show. I'm Justin. It's cool. Don't worry about that. We're here with Morgan Responti, who's joining us from...
I'm from New Jersey, but I moved to Stuyvesant, New York the other day, yesterday.
Yesterday, really?
Yeah. I'm going to the new school.
Okay. Hey, I hear they're Marxist, right?
I'm not sure, I haven't heard that yet.
You'll learn. That's cool. So Morgan, what do you think?
Life?
Yeah. Life and liberty, man.
Well, actually, I think that I've been thinking this the past few days, that we get so much of like what we give, and that you spend so much time looking for one thing, and then it's when you stop spending that time looking for it when you find it. And that I've just been, every new experience that I've had the past day and a half, everyone that I've met, because I mean, I'm a freshman in college, I've met so many people that I've tried to give them like an open mind and an open heart, and that is exactly what I've gone about. And everything that's made me nervous, everything that I've feared, it wasn't real. It wasn't there.
What's your major?
I'm undecided.
Undecided major. What are your interests though?
Not decided.
Still not decided. That's cool. But you come from New Jersey and you're new to New York?
Yes.
But you've probably been to New York many times in your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about New York?
So far the people. Definitely the people make the city.
Yeah. Do you have any political beliefs? Are you Democrat or Republican?
I thought Republicans.
Great. Awesome.
That's about as far as it goes, though. I'm not very in tune with.
The Right Now Show is brought to you by Satan, keeping America strong for over 100 years.
Alright, welcome back to the Right Now Show. Tonight's musical guest is Yusuke, who is here with us now. Thank you, Yusuke.
Yeah, you knew him in Japan? You met here?
Yeah. I met him
in New York. So you only know him for like a year? Oh, okay. All right, so I'm sure I'll see you again. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. So thank you again for everything. And good luck with everything. Okay, bye.
This episode is brought to you by animation. It's what keeps me going, even when it looks like this.
It's on. Okay, cool. So, welcome back. We're here with Michael Reiterband, who is Dutch. And Michael Reiterband and I were just discussing life and liberty. Michael, how do you feel about life and liberty as concepts? Do you feel that you have a free life, and do you feel that you have liberty?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes and yes.
Were you born here in the United States?
I was born here in the United States. I was forming an opinion about the subject.
Okay, please explain.
I feel good about it, but I think limitation is important, and sometimes it's difficult to have as much freedom as I find myself assuming.
Do you think that you have
Because
more freedom than you do?
It's easier to operate when you have restraints, so it's hard to,
Right.
It's easier to just do things when you have limitations. Like, I'm going to draw a picture and it's going to only be in black and white. That's my limitation. Sometimes that's better than I have a million paints and a million brushes and a million pens and pencils. I'm going to make a picture.
Yes.
Of what?
Of what?
As opposed to thinking of what, you're thinking, all right, I got a pencil. And you just sort of start.
And then you just have your limitations.
Maybe. So life and liberty, that's what that makes me think of.
All right, cool. Let's bring it out a little bit.
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
Design.
You design?
Yeah.
For
graphic designer. For Slate Magazine.
For Slate Magazine. Oh, we've got a celebrity.
Magazine.
That's great. All right. Do you feel free?
On occasion.
On occasion. Do you have any political beliefs? How do you feel politically?
Yes. Somewhat passive, but opinionated when I'm well informed. Typically left.
Typically left.
Quite.
Do you think it's important to speak out? Do you think that there are things that are happening today that need to be addressed? Specifically with our administration, with the world, with, recent revelations about NSA and Edward Snowden and, Bradley Manning and all of those things. These are important things, and it's really one of the reasons we started the show. To talk about liberty, and we feel like we're being attacked a little bit, liberty-wise. Do you think that that's something that we need to worry about?
It hasn't directly affected me yet.
It has not directly.
It's hard to say I feel attacked. I don't personally feel attacked. I feel a little bit more autonomous, and maybe even I should. One could call it. Maybe I'm like a little bit. Why do I lose the word? There are people doing backflips. You chose an interesting location for. It's hard to be. There are a lot of things going on.
This is why we chose this location.
Fair.
To be honest, we want people just to be honest.
Maybe it's what's the word when you don't know but you're opinionated and you say something.
That's the word. Exactly.
No, there is a word.
Hyphenated.
Thank you. I couldn't think of it. For some reason, I still have a migraine. No, I don't. Well, let's get back to it. I'll think of the word.
We'll get back to it.
No, I don't feel attacked, but I think it's important that people speak out, and I think social media provides both a healthy and an unhealthy platform.
Yeah.
For the individual's voice. I think people can take the opportunity to speak up if they need to, and it's a lot easier now than it has been in the past. But the dark side of that is that a lot of times, like I read about the rape case in Ohio.
Yeah.
Right. But it was amazing how opinionated the internet population became so quickly before the facts were out. No one knows these people. No one knows these kids. No one knows the parents involved. And like one can assume, and maybe you're right, but it's hard to be. The internet played a pretty negative role in that case, I think.
Would you contribute your opinion to the internet?
Very, very rarely.
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
You stay out of it?
I just don't feel like it's... Sometimes it's nice if there's a conversation going on and you have an opinion and it seems like a platform for questions to be asked and answered, but more often than not it seems more of an attack zone, and I just don't think I know enough. Or
what are some of the sites that you visit to get these kinds of opinions?
Slate.com.
Slate.com.
Slate.
A sponsor
Read
of
it.
the Right Now show, by the way.
Magazine. Slate Magazine.
Thank you.
I don't read Slate. I'm just kidding. I do.
I listen to the podcast, by the way.
What the security and surveillance state is doing is playing on fear and using that fear to accrue to themselves tremendous forms of power that in a civil society, in a democracy, they should never have. And that's the battle that's underway right now, and frankly, we're losing.
All right, welcome back to the Right Now show. What's your name? Nice to meet you, Justin. All right, so what brings you to the show?
I saw your pickup stand over here, and I was like, this seems really interesting. And I know that stuff on the square that has like a table in it is usually something that you'd want to like inquire about.
Have you been involved in things like this before?
What do you mean by things like this?
I mean, have you sat down and been filmed and just kind of talked about yourself?
Sometimes, I don't know if you, so I like do improv, and I've been filmed doing improv before, which is in a way like a very like cathartic experience of expressing yourself, but not like directly, so kind of. But I haven't like in this exact way now.
Right. So I guess our main point here, I guess we're kind of coming at it a little bit more politically. We were interested in, we were kind of upset about just the kind of the way the world is run. So we wanted to kind of set ourselves out and see how people feel about the world and if people are happy, which is why we kind of set up life and liberty as our first theme. So we just kind of wanted to hear what people thought. What do those words mean to you? Life and liberty and like, do you feel like you're a free person? Or do you feel like the government is kind of coming down on you? You hear a lot about that question.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like a really big question. Life and liberty. So like when I think of life, I think of like living, right? Obviously. And when I think of living life, it also means like having a balance between lots of different aspects about yourself. So understanding that you're multiple selves, like at any given moment, I feel a certain way, but then like a couple of seconds later, I'll like switch my mind on something, or like a couple of hours later, a couple of days, constantly changing. So like that's one aspect to like being comfortable with that, comfortable with like your many selves. And so not only in terms of self, but also like thoughts and ideas and like ways of being, not just related to yourself but to other people. And so in terms of like how I like go about life, it's very much in the sense of like being comfortable with a lot of confusion and complications. And then in relation to liberty, I think that there are moments, again, in relation to myself, where I'm very confused about how the world is being run, and then there are other moments where I become very like apathetic, which in moments when I'm angry, I get very upset at myself.
We're not doing enough, or
and so I think that in those moments of anger and being upset, like you have to learn to like contain yourself and really like contain that like anger and frustration and sadness sometimes. And like know that it's like part of who you are, and like moments of like speaking with people, really express that anger, frustration, or sadness.
So I noticed you're reading Brave New World. Is this the first time you've been reading this? Is this your first time reading this book?
So I actually found this book on the steps over there, and I asked if it was anybody's, and everyone was like, no, it's not mine. So meant to be, I picked it up, and I actually never read it.
But a lot of people compare this book to 1984. Have you read that book?
I've not read that either, no, but I have read Code, Discipline, and Punishment. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet book in terms of like being very 1984-esque in the sense of like the reason why people are like very much fixated on 1984 now is in a reason in relation to like exactly. And I think Foucault's Discipline and Punishment speaks about this constant phenomenon, this idea that we're constantly being watched in this like circular dome area where there's like structures that you can't really see the watcher. So the watcher doesn't even have to be in the tower. It's just that idea that somebody's
Right, we know that we watch, so then we kind of regulate ourselves, right? So how do you feel about that? What do you think?
It's true for so many different things. This idea of the structures that retain us, that we aren't able to like work ourselves outside of, And so like the best that we can do is really meditate on that idea of like the structures that we're exactly that, just meditate on that.
But do you think that the government has overstepped its bounds? Do you think that they are become an entity that is like watching us more than they're allowed to watch us?
Absolutely, yeah. So like let's think about that in relation to itself. So this idea that the government has overstepped its bounds, it's like actually like ridiculous and real, right?
Yeah.
The fact that like the government is doing the things that it's doing in relation to like, for example, this one very small internet company, I forgot what it was called today, just it turned out that the government actually went as far as to say that we won't shut you down, but what we want is like a backdoor entrance similar to what they did in Google and all these other big companies. And so what you see is this idea that even small companies are targets, that small companies end up shutting down and saying that we're not going to give our info. But this is just in relation to like how the government's almost becoming like a mafia-esque figure. But people aren't doing anything, which is something that's extremely scary and worrying.
Well, people say that, you know, if you have nothing to hide, then why do you need to worry? So what do you think about that? We're wrapping up. We got a few minutes.
I think it's that question is misdirected. The question should be what kind of world do you want to live in?
Yeah.
And if the kind of world that you want to live in is one where you see yourself constantly watching like this need to have like power over bodies.
Yeah.
That's a scary world.
Yeah.
And that's not the kind of world that I want to be in. I want to be in a world where I feel free and I don't need this like this paternalistic force over me.
I'll just be the guy that All right, welcome back to the Right Now Show. We're here with Aziz.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 14th and Union Square. Me, myself, I'm a retired pro, and this is my friend right here, and we're going to work out. We're going to spar a little bit. Kids, be mindful. Stay away from drugs. Keep your head up. I am 51 years old. This is what you learn to look like when you reach that old-timer age. It's always good to keep the mind right. Stay strong. Stay away from nonsense and stay away from drama. Keep your head up.
Aziz, I'm ready.
All right.
Get ready. Go.
Hey, cover your face!
Hey buddy, you have a really straight nose. Stop thinking about what a straight nose you have.
All right, what am I doing? How am I doing? Hands up. Okay.
Bless you. Cover your face!
He wants to get knocked out. Why wants to get knocked out?
Cover your face, babe!
Now they sparring, but he wants to get
Listen to her.
No. I'll just come jazz.
Take a breather. Relax.
All right, this has been the Right Now Show. Thanks for watching. My name is Justin Gabaldon. We had some great guests. I got knocked the fuck out, and our musical guest, Japanese name, really blew our socks off. You've been knocked out by the Right Now Show. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Right Now Show.